Hello, James Blacklaws, JB Commercial Finance here. I want to have a very brief video today to talk about retail. Now, the retail sector is a very fluctuant one at this moment in time in the UK. There's been a lot of big high street retail outlets shutting. Toys R Us are pretty much well known this year. Also, a lot of them scale back. We've not to talk about Mothercare, bless them, having to scale back and close a certain amount of stores. House of Fraser is another one, and so on and so on. Now, someone I know and respect did a blog in the last few days about this, and he bemoaned the fact that large financial institutions have supported these larger retailers to the extent that allowing a debt circle they can't get out of. And while that's going on, the 93% of employees which work in the SME marketplace, i.e. majority of people who work in our market space, can't get support from the banks because they're saying no, because retailers deemed as too high a risk. And you know what, there's a lot of truth in that. As someone who worked in the banking sector for well over a decade and continues to work in the financial sector, yes, a lot of banks, a lot of financial institutions have a very dim view of retail for a number of reasons. First of all, it's volatile. A lot of the time it relies on disposable income spending, and people don't want to buy a £200 handbag during a recession. And thirdly, there's certain quirks, should we say, about retail that can make it unattractive with regard to the vulnerability of shops, with regard to the vulnerability of competition, and also the fact that as a mainly cash business, money can quite often drift away, shall we say. So that does happen, and that explains why it's seen as a red risk, or sometimes even worse, by the banking sector. Now, despite this, there are still options open for retailers. I'll give you an example. I had a retailer been established almost 40 years come to me in the last few days. They wanted a very small loan, small nominal facility, being turned down by their bank because they're loss making. I'll be able to get hold of that client, have a good chat with them about the business, what it's been doing, how it's been surviving, and how they're planning for the future. We've put some figures together, I've presented it to another peer-to-peer lender, and they've got their money. And they've got it at a rate which is pretty attractive against personal guarantee only, and they're going to have that money in the next couple of days. They're obviously very happy, if a little bit disillusioned by their bank who they've had for over 30 years. So this is not uncommon. Banks literally do have a computer says no policy to a lot of clients, and certainly a lot of clients in the retail sector. Yes, if that customer had given the bank a charge over their house, for instance, the bank may well have done it, but that's not always an option for clients, or they don't always go along those lines, and they're happy to pay a little bit more if it means they don't have to go along those lines. So the lesson to learn from this is, if your bank does say no, if you're a retailer, don't give up. There may be other options. Yes, there are options if you talk to myself, such as asset finance, if you're looking to buy a piece of kit or a vehicle. There's unsecured loans, as per this customer I mentioned there, and there's also things you can get which link the loan repayments to the money that's taken through the cash machine. So if you offer a debit card facility for clients, so they can pay by debit or credit card, depending on how much money goes through this facility, you can borrow a percentage against that and then repay it directly through the card machines over the upcoming months. And our customers who have revolving credit facilities that work in this way. Is it the cheapest way of borrowing money? No, but it allows a retail client to borrow the money they need to either secure a property, to secure some new kit, or potentially to survive and grow. So if you're in retail, don't be disheartened if your bank says no to you. Come and talk to me, and I'll see what I can do to help you out. My name is James Blacklaws, my business is JB Commercial Finance. Thank you very much.